Maize and Blue Nation, it's Tom Brady. I co-founded Autograph with one mission in mind: change the fan experience for the better. That's why I'm excited to announce the release of a new app that recognizes the biggest Michigan fans. The Autograph Fandom app gives you access to the best Michigan content, fan challenges, and exclusive rewards for diehard Wolverines, all for doing the things you already do, like listening to this podcast. Head over to the Apple App Store and search for Autograph Rewarding Fans and download today.
I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully. But disrespectfully is disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans. Poor little girl, them. And I'ma tell them why I'm mad. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, the other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset. Good evening. It is I, the Maize Mad Man. It's an immediate reaction to that gross, despicable display of football we just saw. I'm upset. Listen, Michigan earned this loss. They went and tried hard to get this loss. They really worked at it and dug deep for this loss. Shout out to all the Michigan fans that traveled to Washington to support this one team 145. Shout out to all of them. I got my guy with me, by the way.
The Maniac.
Shout out to all of those people who took the time and spent their money to travel to see this. That said, like I said, Michigan earned this loss. They tried. They fought for it. They earned it. They pulled it down, as Jim Harbaugh would say. Pull it down. Pulled down a L. The second L of the season. This is something that Michigan fans aren't used to, especially in the regular season, because in the previous 3 seasons, Michigan had 1 loss in the regular season. This already doubles the losses from 2021 to 2023 for the Wolverines. We're going to talk about it. First things first, Maniac, what are your immediate thoughts?
Disappointed. I mean, it was there for the winning. Michigan had the game. You know, it looked like they took control, right? 17-14. You block the field goal right at the end of the half. You get the ball marched down. And that drive, I'm going to bring up. Because in that drive, they mixed it up. After that, they didn't mix nothing up. They kept it real basic. And I think Tuttle, as much as I know people going to come here and attack him, bro, that game ain't, if he doesn't play, this game ain't that close.
Prepare yourself. I'm about to attack him.
All right. Go ahead. Because my thing is, all right, maybe the interception, the fumble, that's going to happen. And remember, Michigan, every single game this season, every single game has turned the ball over.
Hold on. Let's look at this. Tuttle did great. Did great where? What planet do you live on where Jack Tuttle played great?
No,
I'm not even joking. Now, this is upsetting. I'm really upset. What planet do you live on where Jack Tuttle played a great football game? This is hyperbole at its finest. This is absurdity at its finest. Jack Tuttle didn't play great. I will admit this, and I texted my guy, the Maniac. I texted with I'm in the Discord with the people that are in the Discord. By the way, I don't see a lot of your faces in the Discord. Get in the Discord. Ripstar, you do a lot of talking in these comments. You do a lot of talking in these chats. Your ass ain't in the Discord. That said, I'm in the Discord with who I'm in the Discord with. We're talking about the game, and Jack Tuttle comes in, Michigan goes right down the field, and he, leads them down the field. I think eventually the Don scores the touchdown. It looks great. I'm gonna be honest with you. He even pulled it down a couple times, made a couple runs, 2 or 3 runs on that, like we were talking about, 6-7 yard runs. He took what was given to him. Fine, that was good. All right, Michigan, and like my guy said before the halftime, to get the block. 17 straight points for Michigan, by the way, unanswered points after falling down 14-0. They score 17 straight points, all fine and dandy. But don't hop on here and absolve Jack Tuttle like he played a great game, because Jack Tuttle had 2, count them, 2 costly turnovers. That interception, and the dude on TV, I forget who it was saying, oh, that wasn't a badly thrown ball. But then once the replay came up, he was like, oh, maybe I was wrong. Because you were wrong. The ball was behind Loveland. The dude did make an excellent play on the ball, but it was a horribly thrown ball. The fumble, you're in there with 300-pound linemen. Protect the football. Yeah. That said, I'm not placing all of the blame at the feet of Jack Tuttle. Jair Hill had some costly mistakes. The defense as a whole didn't play great, especially the secondary. The secondary did not play great. That said, don't hop in here saying things like Jack Tuttle played great. Yeah. All right, Maniac, I'm gonna let you take it.
No, I wouldn't go that far. But what I would say is that he added that element that everybody was crying for. Now, Michigan, what it looked like, again, we start to play to not win the game. We started to play to not lose. We had screens. Why we don't throw screens? Screens, basic stuff. Why we don't do that? Why you having him throw down the field? This is his first game in the middle of the game. Don't make it too complicated for him right now. Basic screens. We're not playing up against an elite defense. Come on, man. Throw some. We got athletes. You've seen it with Samaj Morgan. But that's the way it is, man. That's all listen. At the end of the day, the defense, I'm sorry. They did not play well. Washington marched up and down the field, and they missed 2 field goals. Let's also take that into account. Right. So they should have scored 30 plus on this defense. They really didn't have much of an issue. So what I would say is this. Our secondary is very mid. I'm sorry. We have elite players in there, very good, but it's a mid secondary as a unit. We got to call it like it is. Our D-line, 4 sacks. They did their thing, man. They did their thing. A lot of again, we can't tackle in space. We can't tackle in space for some reason. I don't know why, but we just can't do it. They had like 2nd and 13, got it. A Giles Jackson, Zeke Berry had him like for a 5-yard loss. Zoop, stupid. Then somebody else, stupid. I'm like, come on, man. We in week 6, and we still don't know how to tackle for sure.
We using that.
Listen, it's just, it was.
Oh, my bad. I got to put the thing in the. Yeah, it is the call-in show, and I ain't give y'all the link.
As you say.
The link is in the chat.
I'm upset, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm not surprised. Let me put it like that. I'm not surprised because it's been there the whole season, right? It's a foreshadow. It's been there the whole. We could kind of see this coming. Now, things get interesting because now we get a bye. Do we have a backup OC? Yeah, Sharon Moore might have to do it. We have a bye now.
Oh, Makari Page, don't even start on this guy.
Yeah, bro, the secondary as a whole, man. Again, they didn't test Will Johnson. He got that penalty at the end, but regardless, that was going to be a roughing the quarterback anyway. So even if it was a clean play.
Which was also a trash call. But Cam, what's good?
Man, listen, man. What's good, y'all? Go Blue.
What's going on, Cam? Go Blue, champ.
Hey, man. I was on the show on Thursday. I forgot who the name is. I was on his show, and I told him, I said, is our coaching staff wasting our talent that we have right now to make it through this season, and that's what it looked like. They wasting all the talent. Washington threw more screens that we threw the whole season.
That's a fact.
And why Donovan Edwards is not catching the ball out the backfield?
DK, we see you. Steven, we see you. We're gonna get to y'all in a second. No, that everything you saying is an absolute fact. There was no creativity. Yo, you see the play, they completed like three passes in one play on us.
Yes.
It was disgusting. And this is the type of things that they're getting away with. It's gross. Hold on. I got a super chat from my guy Panda. We got to get to that, and then we'll get back to the question. Sharon Moore should be on the hot seat. He picked this staff. He didn't go after a quarterback in the portal. Keeping him will set the program back 10 years.
No.
Jeez, I'm not going that far. I do think we probably should have pursued a quarterback in the transfer portal, considering everything we've put on the field so far is a joke at the position.
It's not even. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I've been watching a lot of college football. I've been watching, and I used to coach little league football. Sometimes you have to know what's good for the quarterback. You have to know what the quarterback can do and what they cannot do. You know what our coaching staff do. All right, we gonna run the play. Just run this play. Just run it.
Yeah.
Instead of finding their strength.
Yeah. And they had a whole off season. There's no excuse for this, honestly. There's no excuse for this.
Cam, you right on the button, champ. I said it on the show many times. You have to play to what your staff is. You can't make us a run and gun offense if you don't have a run and gun quarterback. Listen, keep it simple. Basic passes, basic screens. We got the athletes. Do this fast. No. Let's do 17-yard outs, 15-yard ends with an offense that's kind of suspect passing. Nah, you got to keep it simple. And on that drive where we scored to take the lead, look at that drive again. And if we could kind of move forward, do plays like that, then we'll be all right. I'm not going to say we're going to be great, but we just don't have a J.J. McCarthy. So, yes, we have to play to their strengths. And look at a backup quarterback. How many times he pulled it?
That's a real backup.
Probably
that's an actual backup.
Probably more than Orgy did this whole season.
Hold on.
And that's Orgy's strength. They use that quarterback to his strength. It's
there
simple,
you go.
bro. How everybody else could see it, but not Michigan.
He even threw a pass and completed that too. You do what you want to do on Michigan at this point. Hold on, no, we got to get to Cam. I'm gonna drop you, bro. Thank you for coming up.
Ahead, no problem.
Come back
Go
up
blue.
if we
Cam,
go blue,
go
of course, all the time. Got my guy DK in the building.
Hey yo,
what's good?
Hey yo, I was talking to Maniac about this shit. This wouldn't have happened with JJ, bro. But this is, I don't know why we switched Orgy. Why couldn't you just talk to the man? Hey, this is where we got to go down, build a plan, and that's it. Why did we just switch it like we were doing with Warren and Orgy? Like, why would you do that in an away game? I don't understand that, bro. Why would you do that?
No doubt.
Didn't you see how Toto was doing? He came good after the injury and all that. You didn't see him in practice,
right?
I don't understand, bro. I really don't understand.
It's pretty bad.
Crazy.
Hold on, real quick. Dom says, "Did I not say Jaden Davis at the start of the year? You did." Apparently, there's some more inner workings, more to it than just he can play or he can't play. His parents don't want him to play. All sorts of things. DK though, you're absolutely right. They had an entire offseason, like I said, to get this thing right. By the way, Kinetic said there was no quarterback available to us in the transfer portal. The Honda Accord is looking like a Maserati right now compared to what Michigan has on the roster at quarterback. All right. That's just what it is, bro. And by the way, how much of a shot to the other state if we get the Honda Accord, we're probably at the very least 5-1 at this point, right? Because we win that game. And then we're headed towards, we get to that game in November with the car that they towed off the lot. it just the storylines were endless if that was the case. Burks, we see you too. We're gonna get to you. DK, I'm gonna drop you down. Come back
Go
up
ahead, bro.
in a sec. Go
DK,
blue.
my brother.
Go blue.
Yes, sir.
My guy, struggle streaming with BK. What's the word?
What's up, y'all? This is my first time calling the show, but I'm
Appreciate
like,
you, champ.
you know,
We saw
I'm
you in
normally
the
chat.
last joint. Yeah.
No, we
I'm
know you
normally
in
in
the
the
chat.
chat, but I'm a little heated today. All right, and just let me cook for a second, y'all.
You're
All right?
cooked.
Problem with this team is Kirk Campbell. All right, the problem with this team is Kirk Campbell. Orgy played like crap, but do you want to know why Orgy plays like crap? Because Kirk Campbell tried to play him like he JJ McCarthy. Okay,
Right.
why are we throwing the freaking ball so much when we don't have a quarterback? We don't look. You can't. You're not going to bring Jack Tuttle in the game. You're not going to bring Jaden Davis in the game, Orgy in the game. Nobody's going to be JJ McCarthy. We're not. We are a running team. I said at the beginning of the year, if we run the ball 80% of the time, we'll win games. If we don't, we'll lose. We don't have a quarterback. And Kirk Campbell, as soon as Jack Tuttle got in the game, and I understand he gave the team a boost, right?
Yeah.
But Orgy would have never been struggling if you would have been running the freaking football. You never. Look, I got some numbers for y'all. Okay? Jack Tuttle, 14 passes before garbage time. 14 passes, 7 completions, 2 interceptions. Okay? 21 passes we threw before garbage time. Donovan Edwards rushed for 80 yards in the first half. Barely got the ball in the second half. Barely got the ball. Why? Because Kirk Campbell got a shiny object that could throw the ball, and what did he do? Went to throwing the ball. Like, Jack Tuttle came in the game, and we went down and scored. But if you pay attention, we went down and scored because Donovan Edwards and Khalil Mullins was running the ball. Like, he had a couple 5-yard passes, and it did make the safeties back up. So you could run the ball now. Like, Kirk Campbell is the problem with this team. Okay, Khalil Mullins was averaging over 4 yards a carry. Man, over 4 yards a carry before that last series where he had to run the ball 3 times to get 1 yard. If I run the ball 3 times and get 4 yards, what I get, y'all? A first down. Okay? Donovan Edwards averaged 6.8 yards per carry today. 6.8. They stopped running the ball with him in the second half. We are a running team. And I know they want to change things up and they want to be more because they want to attract high talent quarterbacks. Okay, yeah. I'm sure every coaching staff does. But you got to play to your strengths. We are a running team. We got an injured left tackle. We got a right tackle who can't pass block. But we steadily throwing the ball. Yeah. I'm so heated. Like, I am so heated. And the defense.
You the madman today.
Hey, yeah. I'm upset.
And you the maniac. You the madman and maniac mix.
Right.
I like it.
The defense eventually gives in. Right? They go because they on the field so much. They was on the field almost all of the second half. Right. Almost all of the second half, they was on the field. Okay? Washington scored 14 points in the first half, but guess what? Michigan had ball control in the first half. It was 14-10. Back. And even though we came out and scored on that first drive, he kept throwing the ball. Kirk Campbell is the problem. I've been saying it for weeks. He is the problem with this team. You know why? He throws the ball too much. You don't got – we suck at pass pro. We suck at pass pro. And hey, y'all, I want y'all to go back and look at the first half and look at some of the route trees that they running. Washington had 11 dudes within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, and not one receiver went past 10 yards, like 4 times. When Orgy was in the game throwing the ball, everybody's running 2 yards to the side. They running.
I want to get to that struggle real quick. We got to let the maniac respond. Maniac, what's your thoughts? Burks, we're going to get to you. Steven, we see you. Don't drop down. We're going to get to you.
Yeah. Struggle, man. Listen, you spitting fire, champ. I can't disagree with what you're saying. But I would say this. No, the defense, first of all, Washington's first possession took it right down the field. They missed the field goal, right? Then I believe on their third possession, went right down the field, scored a touchdown. They were moving the ball. Jeff Fish was moving it up. It was more of a bend but don't break kind of defense. But what upsets me is that they lost more than Michigan did, right? Remember, this was both teams was in Manhattan. And look what they put out on the field. And let's be clear, I'm not saying Washington is a good team, but they lost in the last seconds to both Washington State and Rutgers. So no one blew them out yet. No one's blown this team out. So so how you put that product on the field, and we way more talented. So this is definitely on coaching, definitely on Kirk Campbell. You're right. I think today is 100% fact that he's the problem. What are you doing? You're right. Run the ball. Run the ball. Run the ball.
One more thing before I get off here, y'all.
Yeah,
okay. One more thing. We are Rutgers on steroids. That is what our team is. We are Rutgers on steroids. Okay, but you know what Rutgers does? Run the ball. They know what they are. They run the ball. They're gonna play ball control and run the ball. They beat this team last week. Washington is always gonna get a lot of yards with Jed as the coach.
Bring back
right. They go get a lot of yards. I didn't. Oh, one more thing. If Greg Martindale called one more safety blitz, one more safety blitz. I mean, it's 2nd and 14. We run on a safety blitz with McCarthy.
Struggle is on fire tonight. Hey, Struggle, field. We got to get to Burks, man. We appreciate. Right, stay in the queue, bro. We gonna bring you back.
Don't get out.
Burks, what's good?
What's up, my guys? How are you?
Yo, what's going on,
good.
Burks?
What's good?
You know why we can't land why we couldn't land Dante Moore or CJ Carr or Bryce Underwood? It's simple, man. It's really simple. They don't want to come to Michigan. Why? Because of the smash identity. Think about it, dude. If you only want to run the ball all the time and not throw that much, why would any QB want to come to Michigan? You know, McCarthy only came because he had no choice. Ohio State threw him away. I followed McCarthy's recruitment really well. Ohio State, Ryan, they lied to him. He wanted to go to Notre Dame. He's a Chicago Irish guy. He wanted to go, but he never got an offer. They took Tyler Buchner, so he was left with Michigan. So that's why he came there. Or I guarantee you, though, he would have not gone to Michigan. Why? Because of the smash identity of running the ball. We need to do an identity where, we pass 60% and run 40%. We don't have to do an air raid, right, offense, but, and that's the reason why I feel we're not landing QBs like Bryce Underwood, CJ Carr, Dante Moore. There is no reason in hell. These guys are all from Michigan, and at least we should have landed one of them. One of them, bro.
Yeah. I agree 1,000%. By the way, look, here's the thing. I agree that we should have landed at least one of them. Especially we had a second, Dante Moore spun the block, right? He transferred from UCLA. Michigan was supposed to be in that conversation this offseason. By the way, another transfer portal option for Michigan that they swung and missed on. He would rather be the backup quarterback and play garbage time in Oregon than be the quarterback at Michigan. Now, granted, I am with you that the smash has turned some quarterbacks away. That said, Michigan's personnel, right, suggested that they be that style team. And that's why you recruit people like Dante Moore, like CJ Carr, like Bryce Underwood, so that they can turn that. You can start. Then if you get Bryce Underwood, he's the number one player in the country. Wide receivers want to play with him. Then that's how you turn it around. You can't turn it around first and then be like, oh, we need a quarterback now. And that's what it looks like we're doing now. And I think, and I agree with Struggle from the last call. I think that's what Kirk Campbell is doing. He's out here auditioning for the next great quarterback with your uncle playing quarterback. And by the way, Jack Tuttle's probably the same age as your uncle. He's been in college football since Johnny Unitas. It's crazy. So I think that's kind of the thing. But I agree with you 1,000% that's why those guys didn't come.
Yeah. I mean, it could be more. It could be NIL too, because Michigan ain't just paying that up front. So, Burks, this is what I would say. Based on what we have today, right? Let's just speak about what we have today. We cannot really do that based on personnel, right? I get it. Michigan, Jim Harbaugh, his identity was run the ball, run the ball. Osteoporosis. That's crazy. And now I think we're going to open it up. As you can see, right? Carter Smith, we got Jaden Smith, who's most likely going to be the starter next year. Carter Smith coming in, and then we got Brady Hart in the 26 class. So
although there's talk about him reclassifying.
Yeah. So Michigan right now is set up nice for the future quarterback wise, as long as they don't decommit, right? But as of right now, they got 2 future quarterbacks and 1 in the wing waiting. So as far as quarterback goes, I'm not really worried. Receivers are going to come. That's just how it is. Remember when JT Barry was in Ohio State, they wasn't getting all these 5-star receivers. He didn't throw to no 5-star receivers. So it was later on with Dwayne Haskins came in, and then they started to recruit these guys in CJ Stroud.
No doubt. Burks, I'm sorry. One more thing before we gotta move on to Steven. Burks.
Oh yeah. Who's ready for basketball season? Because I am.
Shout out to Burks.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all.
We appreciate you, Burks. Go blue, champ.
Yeah, go blue, man. Go.
Yes.
Shout out to Burks. Steven, what's good?
What's up, y'all? So I'm gonna keep my voice down because I'm upset. I'm upset. And I will say this. One, as far as Dante Moore now, Maize Madman, you know we be in Zay's spaces.
Yeah.
Dante's handlers and family messed that up because Dante wanted Michigan. Coach Harbaugh wanted some apologies. He wanted some reassurances from that side, and they weren't willing to give them to him. So Coach Harbaugh was like, you know what? We're just gonna move on because Dante said and did a lot of stuff that he tried to kind of renege on when he wanted Michigan. So that's why he went to the other school. Like he wanted Michigan, but they were like, "Nah, you're more of a headache, a problem than we want." So we wish you well in your future endeavors. So that's what happened with that.
Okay.
As far as Michigan, this is the 3 problems I'm saying. One is not the D line. The D line is playing awesome.
No,
it's that second level. That's like Jair Hill. He and Zeke Berry. Yeah. I don't want to. I'm 43, man. I'm not. You know what? But they take some of the worst angles, and they can't tackle to save their life or the lives of their unborn children. It's like these guys don't. And I don't get me wrong. Jair came out this week and said this is his first time playing cornerback ever.
Right, I saw that.
But you've been playing football for a long time. So that's not an excuse. That's not on coaching. Where I do blame coaching is where, like you said, he sends blitzes when he doesn't need to. It's like Washington was telling you, okay, well, we're going to do this. When they brought that running quarterback in there, he's going to run.
Yep.
Stunt, do something. Y'all can't. This dude is 5'8", 140 pounds. Go hit him. It's not that hard. Will Johnson played like the one time they tested him was the end of the game, and I don't know what and I've never seen Will play that bad. Never.
That was a horrible play. I couldn't believe it. He never turned his head. And by the way, like the ball just hung up there. Like if he'd have turned around, he just saw that this joint was uncatchable.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was gross.
That's a smart play by Will Rogers.
Yeah. But I would say this, and you're right. The coordinators are like Kirk Campbell. He's got it. I mean, I don't know how. I'm going to look and see who he's recruiting. But he's got to go. Kirk Campbell's like, when did y'all notice when Toto came in, all of a sudden Donovan became the number 1 running back? What are you doing? Where is Khalil? Put them both on the field.
They did that and had success, by the way. I think I only saw him do it like once or twice.
You're right. And it's like they were just, let's go to Loveland. Man, listen, if you got Toto, he opened everything up. Evan Link even played better. I didn't think that was possible because he sucks. But he was playing better. They get him on the field, and you're doing the dumbest. Well, Tennessee Arkansas might beat them. Anyway, it's like it's the smallest stuff. Now we see it. We see it from a fan's point of view. Kirk Campbell's getting paid. I don't know how much, bruh. It's not that hard. If you can't throw it, just run it. First down, run it. Second down, run it. Third down, run it. Coach Moore is trying to establish his own identity. When the identity that Michigan had the last 7 years worked. Just do what Coach Harbaugh did. Just do it. No, you're not Coach Harbaugh. You got too much pigment in your skin. We understand the difference. But what I do, like, winning is not black and white. Winning is winning. And now you got people questioning you, and I know he's pissed. Then you got an off week to kind of get set up. But Kirk Campbell, this has to be his one and only year. He's just not good at this. He needs to go to a smaller school, get you some experience, and do whatever. They got to get somebody who's innovative, because right now Michigan's looking like they're gonna lose by the 2 or 3 games, and I'm being nice. I want it, but the D line can't keep doing it. The D line played awesome.
Yeah.
The offensive line, of course, they missing some starters, but it don't matter. Football is football. And finally, like the wide receiver, like Amari Walker had a good. I thought they were going to do something, but it's almost like when I look at this team, I feel like when they get on the field offensively, the defense is over there like, keep your helmets on, boys. Like they don't have any confidence in the offense, and instead of them just trying to, because Washington is a good team. They're not as good as they look tonight. You can't go out there and tell me that Washington was able to convert third down after third down after third down, and Michigan is just like, dang, defense, Mason Graham balling, Stewart balling, Grant balling, and the secondary not doing nothing. Like Giles Jackson, oh man, look, man, I'm all over the place. He balled out. I'm gonna give him that, but this was on Kirk Campbell. There wasn't on Martindale tonight. This was on Kirk Campbell, because sometimes people outthink common sense. Just do what works. The wheel is still the wheel. At the end of the day, you got 22s, 24s, 28s, or 17s. It's still the wheel. And Kirk Campbell messed this up. He cannot be there next. I don't care what happens. Kirk Campbell has to be gone next year. That white privilege out the window. You got to go, bro. You got to go, bro. I'm sorry. Man, and I'm on mute, man. This pitiful, bro.
I know, Steve. I feel you,
Maniac. Respond to Steve.
No, Steve. I mean, again, there's really, again, the secondary didn't play well. D line played very good. Again, we can't tackle in space. We gave up a 2-yard pass and end up 15, 16 yards like 2 times. You can't do that. One thing Michigan's defense did the last 3 years, phenomenal tackling in space. But we can't do that. We are what we are. And it's funny because we got Dom in the queue. I see him. And Dom said it, man. Dom said it from the beginning. He kind of told us, listen, this is what it's going to be. And everything he said is the truth. I think, don't get me wrong, I think Michigan, with Tuttle in, we could be a little more better, because now we are passing threat, but we must stick to our identity and keep it simple for Tuttle too. Let's not get complex.
Let me ask you something, because I had this banner and I haven't used it yet.
Yeah.
Was the leash too short for Orgy today? And let me explain. Like I said, we all saw Tuttle come in immediately. There was a jolt of energy. It was a spark. Michigan goes and gets 7 points out of that, especially early on, and they ran off 17 straight points. They didn't score any more after that, but whatever. But he was 10 of 18, didn't break 100 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, a fumble. He ran the ball 5 times for 14 yards. That's under 3 yards a carry. And meanwhile, Alex Orji ran the ball 3 times for 11 yards. That's nearly 4 yards a carry. He completed 3 of 7 passes for 15 yards. I mean, I just don't see the trade-off. It's not crazy, right? Now, it seems to me that they took Alex Orji out of this game for getting a couple balls batted at the line. Yeah. That's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah. Look, let Don. Let Dom.
Go ahead, Dom.
Yeah, Dom. What you think of that?
You like the shirt, guys? I broke it out. I think it's like circa 2018 or 19.
It's great. Anything Michigan football is beautiful. Beautiful.
M3, my compliments on the helmet in the background there. That's very nice setup.
Oh, yeah. We did a little something different here.
Would you like some award stickers for your helmet?
Award stickers would be excellent.
Okay, let me see what I could do for you there.
Yes, sir.
I agree with you, M3. The leash was quick on Orgy, And like Maniac's saying as well, what are we doing? And it's panic. And I got to be honest with you. I mean, I'm like, they pull Orgy, Tuttle comes in, the momentum's changing. I'm like, we're finally got a threat where we're able to throw the ball if we're stuck on 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8. The momentum, the whole thing shifted. Donovan was running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We went into halftime. I really think the turning point for this game was that no call on 3rd down to the tight end. Number 17 is the tight end. I don't know his name. And he got grabbed, and we had to punt the ball. It killed the drive.
Yeah.
And then right there, I think that's when the panic sort of set in. I do have one thing to say. For those of you that are in here that are African Americans, you guys ought to be freaking ashamed of yourselves coming down on head coach Moore when you consider he lost 13 players to the NFL, 9 NFL starters, 9 on the offense. How many assistant coaches? And Ben Herbert and that piece of shit, Ward Manuel, didn't give him a contract until how many weeks in the season? And you guys were like, fire Moore, fire Moore, fire Moore. What's the matter with you? He's the first African-American head coach at the University of Michigan in 145 years, and you guys want to fire him after this BS. Maybe I'm out of place saying that, and I apologize. But to sit here and listen to that, it's like, come on, guys.
I don't want to, for sure, I don't think Moore should be fired. Let me start there. Yeah. And there are a lot of people saying that, and I'm sure all of them aren't African American. That said, I don't want to make it about, his race or anything like that. At the end of the day, you get paid to do a job. If you don't do the job well, then people will say things like fire the coach, right? And I do think it's way too early to be saying fire the coach, right? I mean, Jim Harbaugh was here for however many years before we finally beat the other state. Now granted, he had some cachet from being a former player and winning everywhere he had been as a head coach too. Yeah. But at the same time, let's be fair here. Shout out to Rock City for the super chat. We couldn't stop the crossing route again. M3 WTF. Listen, those crossing routes really were the undoing of Don Brown during his time at Michigan, especially when we got to that last game in the regular season, because they just destroyed us with crossing routes. But my man Wink was selling out a lot. I don't necessarily think it was crossing routes.
No.
It was any route, if I'm being fair. Every route was destroying Michigan today. So it's kind of crazy in that regard. Dom, do you got anything else for the people?
Yes, it is 26 days here in October and 25 in November.
Mm-hmm.
What is that, 51 days? My math right? 51 days. And if we don't get our crap together and Ohio State dog walks us after what we've done the last several years, we're going to hear it up and down, up and down, up and down. And quite honestly, I hope Ohio State's undefeated going into that game, because I watched some of them against Iowa and their offensive lines doing the same stuff, just holding the whole game. It's just like, I can't stand that team.
And look, and by the way, Minnesota just beat USC.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So
that's gonna go.
No, and we saw what Vanderbilt did to Alabama today, right? So this is college.
Missouri
football.
got dog walked by
Missouri got dog walked by A&M. So just like Dom said, I get the feeling Ohio State will be undefeated. And the pressure is going to be so enormous. And I'm telling you, even if Michigan loses that game, it won't be a blowout.
Anyway, gentlemen, thank you.
No doubt. Go Blue.
The thing on Moore, I apologize, but it's just like, come on. I love Coach Moore.
You good, Dom. That was fine.
Absolutely. E, you're live, baby. What's good?
Oh, shit. Can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear, champ.
All right, man. Listen, man. Listen, I'm gonna be quick as possible because I'm be honest. I had a couple drinks before this shit happened because I knew that this was gonna happen,
No
and I was
doubt.
just trying to keep it cool. I listen, man. I was on that Tito straight up. I knew what it was. I was like, let me look at
Thomas
the
says,
score.
"Where's that bar?"
I'm in an all Asian bar, and I'm the only black person. And they're like, you looking at the Michigan game? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it's a rough night. And they're like, okay, bro, you good?
Hey,
You
yo.
good? Listen, let me tell you something. I'm not. Listen, here's the thing, and I got a couple shit because I've been posting for months. Johnny, my guy, like I fuck with him. I fuck with you.
Yeah,
Even some of the Buckeyes, well, they be doing extra shit. But anyway, if it's good, I'm a rock with it. Well, let me say this. I'm gonna be real. Michigan fans, we won a natty. You gotta be good with that. And I say that because the last couple years we've been in the fight for it and we ain't been there. And guess what? That team, that 144 team, they
yeah.
spoiled us. We're spoiled. And guess what? The team right now is not that. So stop it. Stop thinking that the secondary and Makari Page, because week 2 against Texas, I'm like, Makari there in cover 2, no slot receiver. You know to go to the other side because nobody's there and you don't go there. Oh, Makari, you fucked up. You know what? It is what it is. You ain't that. You ain't got Mike Center still there. You don't got everybody in the secondary there.
Rob
It's
Mortensen is
not the
really
same.
missing Rob
So
Moore.
Michigan fans, get over it. It's not the same as last year. And I did a great assessment of what we were doing. It's not the same team as last year. And I think a lot of Michigan fans think it's the same team as last year. And because we got some veteran players that came from last year, it's the same team and we could replicate. No, it's not that. So get over that. That's done.
Right.
This is a whole different team. Zeke Berry getting burnt on every play. Now, do I think Zeke Berry going to be good next year? I think he's going to be probably better than Mike Sanders still because he's more physical or whatever, but the intelligence is not there. So you got to realize, yeah, we got a lot of players that actually better because people were saying, oh, Barham is better than Junior Colson. I was saying that shit too. That boy getting cooked every game. He's getting cooked every game. And listen,
Yo,
I'm being real. I'm a Michigan fan. I watched the Ohio State game. They struggled with Iowa. Iowa fucked that whole game up. And I'm not trying to detract or nothing.
no, they did.
Iowa did. They
The
did themselves
turnovers, the
dirty with that.
turnovers were
But
costly.
my point in saying that is this: it's not that 144 team. If you're a Michigan fan, lose it. This is post Don Brown. We going into Mike McDonald days, and the defense is just getting it together. That's what this is. And if the defense get it together, we actually may. I'm not even. I'm confident that right now, if we progress like we should, we'll be Ohio State in a year. We'll beat them. But guess what? The shit that they doing now, if you don't fire Kurt Campbell, you gonna lose about 10 games this year. That motherfucker's a bum. He's a good quarterback coach, and JJ loves him and all that and what he did. He's not a good offensive play caller. He may be a good quarterback coach. He's not a good offensive quarterback. And here's the thing. I said this, and Deborah Gardner said the same shit. He's sabotaging Alex Orji. He just not. I don't know if it's racist shit, and let's talk about it because people don't want to talk about this shit. And I've been saying this in week 2, and even in Johnny Oden, his mind was like, "Fuck that! What you talking about?" And they was mad at me.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm from Detroit, man. Ann Arbor is still racist. They don't
Shout
want
out
to
to
see a black
Detroit.
quarterback. So let's talk about it because Michigan fans need to talk about this. They don't want to see a black quarterback. I'm being real. Y'all go sit up there and pretend that it ain't that. I've seen it and I said it all every week. They don't want to see that. So Kurt Campbell, whether he don't want to see a black quarterback or he's a prototypical, I'm putting it like that. I'm putting it easy. Devin Garner said the same shit. You have no packages for him to. I'm at the fucking bar, the Chinese bar. The Chinese people asking me, why the fuck is total. Man, listen, man.
And E,
These,
you,
listen, hold
you
on.
are spitting some facts.
Hold on. I'm looking at the game. Why is this motherfucker that throw 18 picks a game? Why is he in a game while Alex Orgy? Yeah, he threw one pick, but he get the safeties in the box, and we and Mullins and Edwards breaking shit. You don't even know how to use him for 4 years. Listen, man. I ain't no offensive play caller, but I could do some shit with Edwards. I know what to do with him. I'm gonna put him on the edge. I'm running screens. I'm doing all the shit, not ISOs through the middle.
Right.
Yeah,
hey, look, E,
he ran 3 plays in 4 years.
We gotta let the maniac talk.
No,
Go ahead, Maniac. Hey, I fuck with Maniac. Maniac be on that shit, that Brooklyn shit. You from Brooklyn?
The Bronx.
The Bronx. Man, do your shit, boy. I got you. I fuck with you.
Yeah, me too. Yo, E, listen, my brother, you in the kitchen right now.
Maize Batman After Dark.
Yeah, he's cooking. He is cooking. Man, I feel him. Listen, I can't disagree with anything you said. Look, at the end of the day, the play calling has to get better. Keep it simple. I don't know why they complicating things. They complicating things for what reason, I don't know. And that's not going to work moving forward. Now we have a week. We get a bye. Then we're going to go into another hostile environment over there in Champaign in Illinois. And that's not going to be a gimme neither.
We losing that game right now.
Yeah, we might. I wouldn't be surprised.
Illinois, listen, Illinois is looking like a mini. I told Johnny, ask Johnny. I told on the Buckeye Scoop, he do the house divided. I said a lot of those teams look like a mini Michigan.
Yeah,
Rutgers look like a mini Michigan. We're one play, even with the team that we had last year. Mike Sanders still getting a pick, and we ain't getting out that game good with baby Tua that will give you 3 picks.
People ain't gonna want to hear this, right? But if you watch the other state play, especially with these dual running backs,
Michigan State look good.
They look like Michigan. Now, granted, they do have better outside weapons, but it's just they running the ball like Michigan. They're playing stout defense, and they're hitting people over the top when they got it because they got it, right?
Hey, man, I'm on one. Listen, I ain't trying to cut your shit off, and I hear you. The thing about this is this. It's really this. Michigan fans got spoiled in 2 or 3 years. We're spoiled because we think no matter who we play, we should beat. I was on a podcast today. I had to calm.
Yes, sir.
What's the fucking dude name? He does Alabama podcast. I can't think of his fucking name. He was having. They got their ass whooped today. Alabama. They lost to fucking Vanderbilt. He was having a meltdown. I got on his shit and like, bro, you actually literally. I'm a mental health therapist. You're having a meltdown because fucking Alabama got their ass whooped for Vanderbilt. And what I'm telling people is this: it doesn't matter what you think your team is. The NIL, all teams are even every week. You're going to lose because guess what? Back in the day, that Wisconsin team, that Iowa team, Iowa fucked that up today. I was so mad they got the 4th and 1. They fucked that up and they called a timeout because Kurt Farron's ass was scared. Ohio State was on the ropes. And you was scared to do it and you had it. But guess what? All these teams got at least 3 players that could change the fucking game. And guess what? You can't sit up here and go on your talent and say, oh, I'm better than these other teams and I'm running this shit and they can't stop it. I'm Alabama 2015. No. Every team got that talent. So guess what? You got to have players and execution nowadays.
No doubt. We appreciate the call in, man. Call up again. This was highly entertaining. Go Blue, of course. It's all love every time. Oh shit! I just dropped E before he said his thing. I'm sure he was trying to fire somebody. Shout out to Edo. Maniac.
Yeah.
What you got for us?
No, listen, man. It's again, man. It's simple, my brother. This shit is simple. Look, go back. Just go back. Look, I don't know
And the
now.
late nights
Yeah,
are lit, by the way.
yeah. It's always going to be like this. I mean, for every night game, hopefully there's more. We're going to play at least 2 more night games. Look, how is it that we have athletes? We don't have highly rated elite talent on the offense, but we have enough to
Right.
do things. Keep it simple. I don't need Tyler Morris running 10 yards. Give him a slant at least, or give him a little screen. We didn't run no screens. We don't run no screens. We don't run no screens. I don't know why. I believe BK said it. Washington probably threw more screens in this game than we did the whole season. They kept it simple. They took advantage of an aggressive defense. Fish was dialing it up today. He was dialing it up, man. I don't know, man. I know this. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to go into Illinois, right? If we want that respect, right? It's the same thing. After the Texas game, we was like, oh, USC, yeah, this ain't gonna look good. Illinois plays Purdue next Saturday. That's a win. You know what? It's college football. Let me pump the brakes. Anything can happen. I'm telling you. We go into Illinois and we beat Illinois, then we good. Then it's like, okay. You know, because after Illinois, we come home to you know who.
Right.
Lil Bro in them. And that's not looking like a guarantee neither. So, and defense, bro, listen, as much as we all disappointed with the offense,
Hit
which
that like
I think
button.
we all knew coming into this season, quarterback was going to be the problem. But we all said, and we all agree, and we all felt that defense is going to give up no more than 14 a game. Bro, this defense is far from elite. It has elite talent, but as a group, it's not an elite defense.
Yeah.
Now, is that scheme? Is that wink? Because I'm seeing players in the secondary every week. They either out of place or they can't tackle or miscommunication. And Makari Page, oh my goodness. Yo, bro, you the veteran champ. What you doing back there? That bomb Giles Jackson caught, that was a third and 12. What are we doing? Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just bad. Listen, I don't think Illinois is as explosive as a Washington offense, but Bielema, he's a good coach. He's a good coach, and they're a physical team. And like he said, it's like a mini Michigan. It's going to be another fist fight. Hopefully, we could blow Illinois
Indiana,
out.
And the other state will put 50 on you. Nah, that's not happening. Listen, here's the thing. If Michigan plays their best, they can beat all 3 of those teams, but certainly Indiana and Illinois. No disrespect to Indiana and Illinois. I think Indiana's still undefeated. Illinois lost a tough game to Penn State last week. But, yeah, I mean, Michigan, talent-wise, is still got an elite defense, like my man said on paper, right? They're not playing as a cohesive unit like an elite defense, but they certainly have the talent. And as far as the other state, I'm not too impressed. Don't get me wrong, they have some dogs. And that freshman, let me tell you, 4 is a man. Ripstar was saying some things early while somebody was talking. I couldn't get to them all. Ripstar is the greatest. Shout out to Ripstar.
Yo, Ripstar, you the greatest champ. I see you.
No
you
question
left me
about it.
hanging at the gas station.
Here we go. Michigan cannot beat the other state. Stop lying to yourself. I mean, we've done it.
Listen, who's that?
By the way, that's Texas Hook'em Horns. I mean, obviously, you're new to this sort of thing, I suppose, but you know, your team just got some success too. But that said, the other state's team is more talented than Michigan damn near every year. The last 3 years, on paper, they're way more talented, right?
Correct.
They got 5 and 4 and 5 stars littered across that roster, and Michigan found a way. In fact, 2 of those years dominated. Well, all 3 of those years really dominated the game. Last year, the score was just a little closer, but yeah. We're not afraid of the other state.
No, and look at Texas. This is what I'm saying. Texas, listen, enjoy your success, man. Hopefully, this is your year. Hopefully, this is your year because don't get too cocky, man. Don't get too cocky because y'all might just fumble it in the playoffs.
Shout out
Yeah.
to everybody saying Barham is a listen, when they were talking about Barham in the offseason, like my man was the second coming, right? They said he was better than Junior Colson. And to that we have to say
the lie detector determined that was a lie.
They said that this linebacker core was going to be better than, they said the combination of Hausman and Barham was going to be better than Colson and
Barrett.
Mike Barrett, right?
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Facts.
None of what they told us in the offseason is the truth. They said in the offseason at one point that Alex Orji was, far and away the best best quarterback in camp. I need to see the tapes.
No, he is a Jalen Milroe.
I will say Hausman is nice. Hausman has stepped it up. The first 2 weeks there was some questions, but he's really played well.
With Barham, it's not, I don't think it's a talent thing. I just think it's him just registering this defense. Maybe the IQ is not the best, his football IQ, right? So I think he's still, getting all this information, but he needs to get it together. Yeah, well, listen, we'll see. This is why people said those 3 years we were going to get cooked. And it's fine. You know why? Because all the pressure's on Ohio State. All the pressure. And on top of them beating us, they better win the Natty. I don't want to hear, we made it to the championship and we beat. Right. No, you spent 30, 40 million for this roster. So if Ohio State doesn't win the Natty, that's going to be one of the biggest epic fails in all the sports. I don't care what anybody tell me, because they got them seniors back, right? You had all your seniors.
We brought all the seniors. Yeah. Dexter Green said secondary so bad they rubbing off on Will. Yo, shout out to Dexter Green, bro.
Yeah. Again, it's simple things. The first touchdown, Sugar was there. He just falls. Yeah. And listen, wait a minute. I know we all talking about Edwards. Bro, how he slips on that run. That was gonna go at least for 20 plus. When that he's about to cut, bro, and he slipped. When he slipped, I said, yeah. And we saw the hole he had. I said, yeah, it's just one of those nights, man. It's just one of those nights. Like, since when? It's all right, Dexter Green, man. Just tell him you're becoming a maniac.
Absolutely. Hey, make sure y'all hit that like button.
Yes.
We are about to get out of here, man. It was a late night. Thank y'all for rocking with us, of course. Join the Discord if you haven't. Become a member if you haven't already.
I gotta get up in there.
Be sure to follow my guy, the_boxing_maniac on Instagram. We're gonna his YouTube and everything will be in the description after this one's over. Be sure to check that out. By the way, we're gonna get my guy. I'm trying to get him back in this Twitter space, right? Because I feel like he could be a force on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm
gotta
ready.
Get you back on there. But follow me everywhere at Maize Madman. Shout out to everybody that came up and cooked with us today. Special shout out to Killer Panda, readings by Dom, my guy Dom, of course, Rock City, Ripstar ×3, ×5. I'm sorry. Shout out to Ripstar.
Shout out to Cam.
Shout out to Cam, absolutely. Shout out to
BK.
Drunk E from the Asian bar. Shout out to E.
That's a classic.
That was great. That was a great time. Yeah. And we will be back on Monday, of course, for Eminem Mondays. I will be back probably tomorrow. Check me out tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow morning, we're going to do something in the morning. Until next time, you know the slogan. Stay angry, my friends.